Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, who is taking it rather hard tonight. We're starting early because we've got something important that's going on right now. We've got the Washington Redskins, of course, playing against the New Orleans Saints. So this is actually still rather important for our team. So we're going to talk about all that is problems-wise for our team, where we go from here, take a few calls tonight, and see how the hell do we fix this mess that is the Dallas Cowboys. Let me take a deep breath. I see Rentside, wow, Sal. I see Shy White, Black Skip Bayless, PA Wind. How are you doing, everybody? Be patient with me for a second here while I get everything set up. I got to get the Vimeo chat on as well. And while I do, I want to play this little clip here from NFL Game Day. They're basically talking and saying that, hey, you know what? Here's the reality. The Dallas Cowboys, you don't have any talent. You don't have anybody to fear on the outside. And that's half of your issues. And I'm not going to disagree with that. I think the Cowboys definitely made a mistake with Des Bryant's situation. And I am not too proud to admit that, you know what, I was wrong, as well as the Cowboys, on figuring that Des Bryant was the problem. I certainly don't think that they've improved without Des Bryant. But let's go to that clip while I get the other chat going.
You are on this Cowboys team. Where's the mindset? Is this thing over, LT?
Well, yeah, it's pretty much over. I mean, we know that they're not going to win their division, but I think they're good enough to battle all season. They'll finish 7-9, 8-8. That's the type of team they got. They're not very talented, and we just got to be honest. At the wide receiver position, they might be last. Yes. At that position.
Yes. In the whole league?
At the top.
Wide receivers and tight ends.
In the whole league? In the whole league, Prime.
Maybe you think Buffalo. Maybe Buffalo
have some audacity.
Look, they got one playmaker.
Who they better than?
They have one playmaker on the offensive side of the football. That's Zeke Elliott.
Yep.
They try to throw him the ball. They hand him the ball as much as they possibly can. There's no one that puts fear in your heart outside. Only Zeke. Now, I thought their offense would be better than what it is. Their defense is legit.
Yeah, their defense.
DeMarcus Lawrence and that kid 54, Jalen Smith. He's for real. Yeah. He's for real. You know what, Sean Lee?
What about the secondary?
They don't have a playmaker back there. I like Byron Jones, but he's not a playmaker. I wish they had gone and got Nero Thomas.
This is what I think. In the NFC East, nobody's great.
No.
You were expecting Philly to be dominant.
Correct.
They're not.
No.
Washington, I believe, can take this division by the tail and wag it.
You like Washington?
I like them because I like them offensively. I love them defensively. And, you know, I love me some Alex Smith because he's going to protect the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Giants are out. Dallas could challenge in this division because you never know which way it's going to go because no one's dominant.
I think Philly.
No one's dominant.
Philly's going to get rolling. I think they're going to end up taking.
Based on what we saw last year.
Right. No,
who's the more talented team? If you look at these two rosters, who's the more talented team?
Well, you can't say out of them in Philly. You got to throw Washington in there as well.
I just said if you got to pick between the two, if you're saying the Redskins, it sounds to me, Dion, like you're saying the Redskins are the best.
Redskins have talent as well.
Yeah,
I just don't want to discount the Redskins.
No, you're saying Philly or Washington.
Yeah.
Who the Redskins receiver?
I don't know nobody's name.
Exactly.
You don't know nobody's name.
They got
they 31st.
They got.
You gotta let me get to my phone. You gotta let me get to my phone. I don't know nobody's name.
They got Reed, the tight end, Jordan Reed.
Okay.
Independent of the Redskins, are you willing to give up on the Cowboys?
No.
Okay.
No.
You live in Dallas.
No. It ain't got nothing to do with it. I gave up on the Falcons today. It ain't got nothing to do with that. And my jersey hanging up there. Not my jersey, my name hanging up there.
Okay, so enough of Dion primetime. Everything's about me. Well, right now it's 6-3, Washington Redskins against the Saints, and I felt like going into this game that this may be a buzzsaw that the Redskins will be walking into because Drew Brees is going for the all-time record in yardage passing. So we'll see. That's part of the reason why I wanted to start out early. Black Skip Bayless. Let me respond to saying about Des Bryant. Yes, without a doubt, this is coaching. But it was the coaches, Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett, that went to Jerry Jones and basically said, we do not want Des Bryant on this team. We can go ahead and get a bunch of guys and put them out there and we're going to be better. That's the coaching that decided that. My point being is, when you look at this offense, and even as I'm watching the Washington Redskins, you're seeing guys that are attacking the ball and going up and getting it. We do not have the skill guys to do that. They failed at getting a playmaker to replace Des Bryant, but right now, you'd have to even look at Des Bryant coming in cold right now, being better than what we have right now. So, and I'm not saying that Des Bryant is the answer, because it's not. But even with all of the problems that we have, yes, Juan, you're right. I was going to get to about Jay Ajayi. They also did some restructuring and got some extra cash. You may see them making a call to Pittsburgh, but we'll get to that. We got plenty of time tonight while the Redskins are on. But you see that we don't have playmakers. We don't have guys that you fear on the outside. And with Zeke not getting going last night, it kind of shut us down. But even with all that being said, Drew Brees, the Redskins came to play tonight too. The Redskins are acting like they want to make some noise and take control of the division. But even with all of that, you still had opportunities because finally you have a defense. And this is where coaching comes in. And I want to respond to some people that said, well, you know, we went for it on third down and didn't get any yards. Yeah, but look what we were doing. If you'll remember in that game, Zeke Elliott went out. You could see Zeke Elliott literally limping off the field. Zeke Elliott, we know, was banged up going into this week. Zeke was not getting anything. He was averaging like 2.7 yards a carry. Okay? That's when you go ahead and fake the run with Zeke up the middle, and then you roll Dak outside. He's 6'2", 240 pounds, built like a linebacker, and maybe you try that. Maybe you try an end around with Trayvon Austin. Maybe you fake the reverse, but you know they're selling out in the middle. And this is the fear of the Cowboys in being so predictable. Everything they do is always the same thing. They think we can just line up and we're always going to beat them. That's the problem. That's where we're stuck on stupid. And because we've had Jason Garrett here so long, there is a big-ass book on everything the Cowboys do. You need a change just for some unpredictability. Yeah, well, Black Skip Bayless, here's the thing. They may have said that they're not trading. What are you going to do? Say, oh, yeah, we're going to trade for him and drive up the price? You're not going to go out and say that. Understand, everything that goes on in the NFL, they don't want you to know what's going on. The Cowboys didn't want you to know that they wanted to see Des Bryant this week. But Des Bryant let the cat out of the bag, and that's when they kind of backed down and said, okay, that's it. We're done. I'm not a genius, Victor. Okay, I guess you're saying that sarcastically. But this is the stuff that's kind of going on, and when you look at it and say, it's time to make a change. Jason Garrett, maybe he doesn't call the plays, but if he's really the head coach, he signed off on Scott Linehan getting the coaches that he had. He signed off on the offense that we're playing. And clearly this offense is not working. They were wrong, from Jerry Jones and everybody else thinking, okay, this is the best thing for us to do. Dak Prescott is better passing the ball around. We'll give him a bunch of receivers and just pass the ball around and hope that he hits 7 different ones, because whenever he hits 7 different receivers in a game, we win. So we'll give him 7 receivers and we'll win. No, that's not how it works. The problem is you don't have a real number 1 receiver, a guy who can step up and be a possession receiver. And more than anything else, when you think about Des Bryant, is we don't have a red zone threat. There's nobody you go to. And if you look at anything else, if you take away everything else, if we could just score touchdowns instead of field goals, we've got 11 already. When we're in the red zone, it's a different game. It's a different game. We settled for 2 field goals. We drove all the way down there, got in close, kicked 2 field goals. Those were 2 touchdowns. The game would have been over. And I agree with you, Derek Young. Shout out to everybody who's in here tonight. It's hard when we see things and realize there's a problem, and it seems like we just seem to be stuck on the same stuff. We're stuck with the same coaches doing the same thing, and Jerry Jones and everybody's saying everything's good. We got a formula. How are you doing, Colin? Nice to see you over there on the Vimeo chat. And Victor, and it's a fail all the way around. It's a fail in coaching. It's a fail in thinking that we had the right offense. It's a failure in thinking that the receivers that we had were good enough. Now, with that being said, the fact that we aren't looking very good on offense, our defense is good enough to keep us in games. Our defense, it's a shame that our offense is so bad right now, because we've got a great defense. The fact that they stopped in there at the first half with Jeff Heath, who I've always given a whole lot of grief to, him stopping the guy on the 6-inch yard line was huge. And then Jalen Smith making that play. Jalen Smith with 41 tackles already. Am I feeling better? I still got that alien that feels like he wants to climb out of my head. And I wish he would climb out of my head, but I'm definitely better than I was. I'd be a lot better had we won the game yesterday. Steve, there's so many things we can look at. Yeah, Kellen Moore as the quarterback coach. Clearly, here's the thing. Clearly, Dak Prescott has a lot to learn. Because Dak, when he sets his feet, makes great passes. Dak, when he doesn't set, gets a little happy feet, throws off his back foot, not so much. And that's where a coach will make all the difference. An offensive coordinator. And if you don't believe that that makes a difference, take a look at the Arizona Falcons. I don't know if Falcons Nation will come in. And I know even if he will, he won't admit this. But you look at the Falcons, who were in the Super Bowl just 2 years ago, who are now 1-4. They have a worse record than we do. They ended up losing their offensive coordinator, Shanahan. Shanahan is doing okay with the 49ers. But I believe that that year that they went to the Super Bowl was the best year of Matt Ryan's career. Their offense was unstoppable. Since he's left, they've kind of come back down to earth. Last year they made the playoffs, but right now they're looking terrible. You look at Sean McVay, who was an offensive coordinator, who goes to the Rams and takes a quarterback that looked like a bust in Jared Goff. And you look at them now as one of the best teams in football. Undefeated, offense playing great. Yes, Tyron Smith, Victor, is definitely declining. You look at Norv Turner now in Carolina working with Cam Newton and the difference on that offense. And you look at the Eagles losing Frank Wright as their offensive coordinator. All of a sudden, the Eagles' offense looks pretty putrid, pretty average right now. Carson Wentz doesn't look as great. That offensive line is not blocking the way it was. They don't look good. So clearly, a good offensive coordinator and good coaches make a difference. They take a quarterback and make them better. They put you in positions to win. They end up being less predictable. We don't have any of that right now with our team. I'm sorry, I don't see how Kellen Moore is going to teach Dak Prescott how to set his feet and fix his mechanics. I don't. I don't see Scott Linehan, who originally coached with Minnesota with Mike Tice, got fired, went to Miami for a year, went to the Rams, and ended up killing the greatest show on turf, got fired, went to Detroit, got fired, and came here, that he is the best that we can do for an offensive coordinator. Do you think that Tony Romo would have been as great as he was without Bill Parcells and Sean Payton? Do you think that Tony Romo would have been Tony Romo if Jason Garrett had been his coach? Real question. I'll wait. DT, exactly. Romo wasn't great until after he was underneath Sean Payton and Bill Parcells. And you look at what Drew Brees, Drew Brees, remember now, Drew Brees was with San Diego, hurt his shoulder, and they basically got rid of him just because they figured he's done, he's nothing. You think San Diego would have let him go if they knew he was going to do what he's done, that he's literally about to break the record for all-time passing yards? He went to Sean Payton. Sean Payton knows how to coach a quarterback. Jason Garrett does not. Scott Linehan does not. Kellen Moore does not. Wade Wilson, who was here before, did not. That right there, my friends, is the issue. And when you listen to Jerry Jones, you realize, let's get open for business here. Forgot. And let's pour Joe Boo a refill, although I think he has had enough because he's still tore up from yesterday. So, even with that, let's get realistic right now. As the Redskins are about to go down 13-3 against New Orleans. If the Redskins lose tonight, they'll still technically be in first place because they have 2 wins and would be 2 losses. And they have a game less than everybody else. But everybody's tied except for the Giants, which are in the basement. You look at the Eagles right now, they're not the same team. Jay Ajayi is now on injured reserve. He already had a broken bone in his back. Now he's got a tore ACL. His season is done. Carson Wentz is getting beat to hell because their offensive line is not the same. Lane Johnson is giving up sacks left and right. He's kind of like, Tyron Smith is not quite like he was either. So that's not going to be where they're running away with it. The Giants are about to implode. Odell Beckham, who's gotten paid, is making all kinds of noise. And you've got, of course, Eli Manning is a shell of himself. Not that I'm saying Dak Prescott is great, but Eli has some receivers to work with. And you see how Odell is now a cancer to that team, where Sterling Shepard is now throwing trash cans and beating up stuff on the sideline. Again, Earl Thomas, you are very, very right about Jay Ajayi calling out their offensive coordinator. They lost theirs, Frank Wright, to the Colts. And that's the change on there. And that's where I keep trying to tell people. Everybody keeps trying to say, like Vosh will, it's not the coaching, it's the players got to make plays. It's the coach's job to put the players in position to play, to be successful, and to win. But our coaches aren't doing that. Thoughts on Chris Richard staying in Dallas? I hope he does. I'm thinking that he's going to become our defensive coordinator. I'll be quite honest with you. I would love to see him as our head coach. Let me say that again. Here's what the Cowboys do. And shout out to everybody who's in here. I see James. I see Jack. Oh, Falcons Nation showed up with his 1-4 team. Your team sucks as bad. Actually, your team sucks worse than my Cowboys. At least we have a defense. I see Maribera over there. I see Master 54, Earl Thomas 29, Boomer Sooner. Vosh is making excuses. Oh, I want to talk to Vosh. Vosh is not happy with me right now. I see Terry Black. I see Derek Lovelace. Even if you say that Jason Garrett is okay as a coach, the problem is he's been here so long, everybody knows what he's going to do. You need change for the sake of change to put something different in there. You've had great coaches in places that wear out their welcome and need to go elsewhere.
You're going to put it down as you talk about it.
Look at Tommy
look,
Coughlin.
real is real.
Look at the division. It's still
Okay.
tight.
Exactly.
You are on
The
this
Giants.
Cowboys team. Are you?
He
Where's
basically
the
wore his
mindset? Is
welcome with the Jags. And ended up having to basically start all over. That happens. It's no shame in the game. It's time for Jason Garrett to have a fresh start somewhere else or just to get out of football. It's not going to work. And unfortunately, Jason Garrett and his family are all intertwined with Jerry Jones. That Jerry Jones is literally blind. The fact that Jerry Jones is saying things like, well, I don't want to second guess. Why? Why, Jerry? Why do you not want to second guess what happened? You were a maverick. You were a guy that took risk. You bought the Dallas Cowboys when they were in the toilet before NFL franchises were worth a whole lot of money. You risked everything to take that. You went against the grain and hired a college coach. You took that risk. You figured that I can get rid of that guy and bring in anybody and I can win. You took that risk. And now all of a sudden you're not going to second guess people? You second guess the only coach we ever had in Tom Landry. You second guessed Jimmy Johnson, who just won you 2 Super Bowls. You second guessed Bill Parcells, who had the cabinets full for Jason Garrett and found you Tony Romo. But you can't question Jason Garrett? What the? I just don't understand that. If somebody can explain that to me, I would love to hear that. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. We're going to try and take a few calls tonight. And we'll see. Hopefully I've got my call system working real good like we did on Thursday. And we'll let some of you guys vent some in here. Pete, you're probably right. We won't be making any coaching changes. I'm sad to say that you are probably right. However, you never know with Jerry Jones what he's thinking. I think he needs to take a chance because at this point, you got a defense that's playing. You don't mess with the defense. You ended up firing Wade Phillips because, he was the defensive coach. And you figured that was the problem.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Call from.
Calling off.
Press 1.
You're on the Joe Boo Sports Report. How are you doing tonight? What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Tom Walker.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I've had better days. If the Cowboys had won, I'd been fantastic. How about yourself?
I got off from school today. That was nice.
Okay. All right. So what can I answer for you?
I just kind of wanted to put my thoughts on Jason Garrett.
Go ahead.
I pretty much agree with everyone. He needs to be. He's out.
He should be. He should have been a while ago. Who would you like to replace him with?
If you're looking at the comments, I said not Chris Richard. We do not need Chris Richard. We need offense.
Well, here's the thing, and I appreciate your call. Thank you very much. And I'm going to hang up and get to the next call while I answer your question. Here's the thing about having Chris Richard. Chris Richard can still take care of the defense and be the defensive coordinator, okay? Because you have a lot of coaches that are either an offensive type guy or a defensive type guy, and they can still coach that side of the field. Then you bring in the type of offense that you want, the type of offensive coordinator that you want. Because I'll be honest with you right now, I don't see us with an offensive coordinator with Scott Linehan. I'm sorry, he is just pathetic. This offense is putrid, and I know we don't have the high quality wide receivers that you would like to have. However, you still have to be able to use what you have. There are other things that you can do to jumpstart this offense, and I believe a lot of the problems we have with this offense is it's so unpredictable. When you've seen Dak Prescott doing no huddle, hurry up tempo, and calling his own shots, basically, you see a lot better offense. When you see, you start doing a little razzle-dazzle, when you start trying to go to different people, you've seen more and more things work out than just straight running right between the tackles on first down every time. So I think actually our phone board is locking up because we got a lot of calls. I'm seeing a lot of voicemails. So here we go. So keep trying to call in. And like I said, it's just kind of backed up. I guess I have to get some kind of a phone service here to
at the tone, please record.
Does it take red? Whoa, I missed that. That was a good one. It's funny if you can see how this thing is going. It's literally like voicemail after voicemail after voicemail going up through it. And so trying to get you guys, it's crazy. So many of you want to call in and vent that it's literally not letting you through. Wow. That is all right now. The phone banks you have literally shut down. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and call some of you back. This is Albuquerque, New Mexico. He has actually tried to call several times. Wow, you guys have literally blocked up the phone lines. We need an offense like the Rams. Yeah, well, see, that's where Sean McVay actually came in. And,
hello.
Hey, how are you doing? Mark Holmes from the Jobu Sports Report. Unfortunately, the phone lines have been jammed up, and I know you've been trying to call through it, and I know you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Who am I talking with?
Hey, this is Thomas.
Hey, how you doing, Thomas? So what you got for me tonight, man?
Hey, we got to get a coach.
Yeah, tell me something we don't know.
Yeah. But see, we have no innovation out there on the offense.
Without a doubt,
so
there is no innovation.
We just continue to run the wall, and I'm tired. Can't take this shit anymore.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Jerry Jones is going to be making a change anytime soon. You know, he doesn't want to second guess, and it's like, I don't understand what is going on in his mind. He's getting more and more like Al Davis, you know, where it's like he picked Jason Garrett, and he swears that he is the next Tom Landry, and because he anointed him, it's going to be hell or high water. He's going to make sure that he is the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's too. Jones to put his stamp on this team, and he's going with it, not the fans.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you on that one. But thank you very much, man, for the call and all the support. Let me grab another call from here.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everybody who's calling in, and I apologize that literally the lines are locked down because I keep getting, a notification of voicemail. But keep trying, and hopefully we can get a few more of them in here. Yeah, this is now on Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones is the one that's stubborn and won't make a change. And it still amazes me because you got rid of Jimmy Johnson at literally the drop of a hat, but yet Jason Garrett, you can't honestly say that you see
from.
Diego Zavala.
To accept.
You're on the Jobu Sports Report. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, hi, Mark. My name is Diego Zavala
Yeah, how are you doing?
Texas, McAllen, Texas.
Yeah, how are you doing? I'm not even going to try and butcher up your name. How are you doing tonight?
Diego.
Diego,
Good,
okay.
good. Just came back from Houston. I was last night at the game, and it was awesome to hear how many Cowboys were there and supporting the team, but
yeah,
a very disappointing loss.
It definitely was, man. So what was how were the fans there after we lost that? Were they in a state of shock?
You know, believe it or not, the fans from the Texans were trying to make everybody keep quiet when the offensive team from the Texans was trying to make a play, and it was so loud that from the Cowboys fans that they couldn't concentrate, and it was kind of weird.
Well, it's great
for them to hear so many supporters in that stadium. So it was really great.
But unfortunately, we just didn't get the win out there. Ugh.
Yeah, and you're right. One of the things that I noticed at the very end of the game, I think this was a crucial play, 10 seconds before the end of the game. We had a chance to win that game, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, we know that we don't have that coaching to.
There's no innovation at all. To me, I kept looking at it. To me, the whole game, we had, my whole crew and stuff here, and we kept watching Zeke, and I kept saying, Zeke doesn't look quite right tonight. Zeke looked like he was a step slow, and then you saw him go out, where he was limping, and yet here it is, 3rd down and 2. You should be doing some play action, trying to, because we know they're jamming the middle. Do some play action. Do some run pass options. Do something different than the usual. But yet, we just came to be stuck on stupid. So I don't have the answers. I think we need a new coach. But, as long as Jerry Jones is stuck in his ways, I guess we're just going to have to live with being mediocre. If there's anything that makes you feel good, at least at the moment, is that New Orleans is winning 13-6, and they win. We're not out of anything. But then the flip side of that is, let's say hypothetically we win the division at 8-8 or 9-7. We still keep Jason Garrett. So we're still stuck for who knows how long with the same stuff. I appreciate the call, my man. Thank you very much.
Right.
Anthony Hilton, thanks for the super chat. I don't think we've got too many people other than maybe Vosh that thinks that Jason Garrett doesn't need to go. My question, you don't think he needs to go, Mike?
Now fixing the play call.
Well, fixing the play call, I think you need to just Scott Linehan needs to go, of course, with Jason Garrett. I'd at least be happy if we at least got rid of Scott Linehan, just make a change for something. Because, listen, we can't do much worse on offense. Can we do much worse?
Possibly.
I don't. It won't matter. I mean, you're only averaging 16 points a game. You're right. Anybody would have gone for it. But here's the thing. Hugh Jackson is doing better. The Bengals are doing better than us Cowboys. Hell, the Cleveland Browns are doing better than our Cowboys. Vosh is the 80%. Okay. Well, Vosh is getting a lot of flack right now. Now, we are a young team, but in some regards, but sorry. I agree with you that we are one of the youngest teams in the NFL, without a doubt. But the problem is you still need a coach that can put them in position to win. And taking that young team, if you can't coach guys up, it doesn't mean anything then down the road. It's not like they're going to get better. And I'm just looking at the creativity, and here it is. Drew Brees is going deep down the field. I believe that was about a 50-yard completion. They're in the red zone, so they may be getting ready to go up 20-6 against the Redskins. So as bad as everything was yesterday, we still have an opportunity to still be within striking distance. The Eagles, they've got a tough road to hoe. The Giants, they're done. The Redskins, well, we play them in 2 weeks. You could hypothetically, as crazy as it sounds, we could be in first place in 2 weeks. in which case all of this will be forgotten. Jason Garrett will still be a great coach in Jerry Jones's mind, and the nightmare will continue. That's how crazy this whole thing is. 80% of Cowboy fans are garbage. Sad but true. IQ lower than their shoe size. Sound like somebody. Whoa, wow. Okay. Thank you very much. I guess I'm one of that 80% that is what you're saying. But yeah, again, and Steve, you got it exactly right, because Jimmy Johnson had a young team with the Cowboys. He took those guys from being drafted and turned them around instantly and made them a cohesive unit. Okay, he did things differently than what the norm was. We're not getting that with Jason Garrett. Basically, whatever you came in the door with the Cowboys is all you're gonna get. They're not coaching you up. They're not making you a better player. What players have you seen have gone better underneath Jason Garrett? Certainly not quarterbacks. Definitely not quarterbacks. Did Dez Bryant change from the time he came in to the time he left? He didn't. He came in with skills. Tony Romo was brought up. Unfortunately, I think our lines are literally... This is crazy, guys. Unfortunately, look at this. This is all of you guys calling in a missed calls. It will not ring because it is literally locked down. I don't know if you... Can you guys see that? It is literally... here we go. Here's another one.
Call from
Xavier.
Xavier, how you doing tonight?
Hello?
Yeah, Xavier, turn your radio down.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, how are you doing? You're one of the
Great, man. How you doing?
You're one of the lucky ones that got through, man, because my phone is literally locked up. I keep getting notifications of missed calls, but they won't make it through. I could be better if we won yesterday, but I'm feeling better right now because New Orleans is now up 19-6 against the Redskins, which means we're not far out of first. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic, man. I'm fantastic. On my way to the house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm calling out of South Carolina.
Oh, okay, man. I was just down in South Carolina before the hurricane came, man. We were actually having a great time down at the beach, and then they said evacuate. Hopefully you didn't have any problems from the hurricane coming through.
No, we just got like a lot of rain and a little wind. That's about it. It wasn't nothing major.
Right. So, what are your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys? Where do we go from here?
I think, man, we need to first get rid of Linehan. He's one of the problems here. And then, too, we don't have a quarterback coach to coach up Dak. I mean, everybody said Dak's not good. It's the coach is not coaching up the quarterback. And for Jason Garrett,
right,
he needs to go, too.
Well,
but I doubt if Jerry Jones let him go.
I would honestly, I'm sorry.
If I was Jason Garrett, I'd get a caller from Scott Linehan.
Well, you know what? I would love...
my job is running high.
Yeah. I would love it if Jason Garrett... Okay, if we're going to hold on to Jason Garrett, make a move to let people be put on notice. Let Scott Linehan go.
Yep.
That's the easy one, okay? Because once somebody gets cut, okay... Everybody else all of a sudden comes to attention. Oh, crap. He got fired.
Oh, yeah.
I could be next. And when you have something to fear about losing your job, and I think Jason Garrett has never had that issue of worrying about, because Jerry Jones always said, oh, no, even if we don't make the playoffs, Jason Garrett, he's the guy. No, hell with that. Screw that. Everybody should be playing for their job. The players certainly, if the players screw up, they're not coming back, are they?
Nope.
Did Dez see it coming? Dez had the meltdown in Seattle. He figured, I'll be back next year. Dez was put on notice that his job was on the line if he didn't perform. Why isn't Jason Garrett put on that same accountability? And it's not like
he should be.
Hey, listen. Chris Richard got let go with Seattle. He had the #1 scoring defense 3 years in a row, had the 4th and the 13th, and got let go. Jason Garrett's been 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, got lucky, got a 12-4 season, then a 4-12, couldn't win a single, won one game with the backup quarterback, okay? Only one game out of 11. To me, that was enough to let him go. Got lucky and had lightning in a bottle because we had a last place schedule with Dak Prescott and nobody knew anything about him, and you had Zeke Elliott who was running out of his mind, and you go 13-3, and then you have last year. So it's not like he's done anything that makes you say, oh, he's a great coach. We got to keep him. He's a genius. He sucks. He's mediocre. Wouldn't mind having a beer with him,
yes,
but don't think he's the leader of men.
No, he's not a leader for our team anyway.
Yeah.
And I seen earlier this morning on it's on Facebook about Will McClain. I think it said it's time for going in another direction.
I missed that one. I would love, man, I got to find that one because I would love for that to happen because you had enough time. Head coaches, generally speaking, if you haven't been very successful within 5 years, you're let go. Jason Garrett has been there since 2010. There have been 9 coaches with the same team. 7 of them have been to the Super Bowl at least once. The only other one, of course, is Cincinnati's, Marvin Lewis. So why is it we still believe that he is the guy? Well, Xavier, I appreciate the phone call, and I appreciate all the support. Have a great night.
You too, man.
Yeah, I'm just still mystified why we have such a belief in Jason Garrett. There's nothing that we have looked at and said, and I posed this question earlier, and Cool Arrow, no, E2 Blue is not still eating, man. Yeah, damn, you must be a Redskin fan, aren't you? And I'm not seeing the Redskin trolls tonight like we had last night who were pounding their chest. But somebody, I think you were the one that pissed off E2 Blue last night because he was about to go off. But I can't look at anything that Jason Garrett has ever done and said, yeah, that's Jason Garrett's stamp on the team. Because whenever there seemed like there was a conflict, Jason Garrett, who's the head coach, is supposed to be the guy in charge, always goes the other way. When Des Bryant went off in the locker room one time at reporters and stuff, Jason Garrett walked in, walked right out. When there's a problem on the field, a player's melted down, Jason Garrett is standing straight ahead, clapping, eyes out there. You never see him sitting down with the player saying, hey, dude, we need to do this. We need to do that. Because he's not calling the plays. I can understand if he was calling the plays, you need me to be out there looking at the play sheet and things like that. But he's not calling the plays. He's not taking care of the defense. So what are you doing as the head coach? I'm delusional about Chris Richard. Well, I tell you what, I would be ready to have a ham sandwich at head coach right now over Jason Garrett. And I look at the attitude and I look around because here's where you say I'm delusional about Chris Richard. When you're the CEO of a company, the CEO isn't the guy that's actually making the sausage. The CEO's job, the boss, is the guy to put people there who know how to. His job is to make sure that all of this stuff is done properly. Doesn't mean he has to know how to make the sausage. He doesn't have to even know what goes in the sausage. My job is to put that guy that knows how to make the sausage in there. And that's the problem. We don't have people in position to succeed. You don't have the right tools. When I go through and build something, sure, I can build a cabinet with a handsaw and a chisel. But if I have a table saw and a planer and a sander, that job is so much easier. The finished product is so much better. And it looks 100 times better than if you were doing it with a handsaw and a chisel. And right now, look at the NFL. The NFL is a passing league. The NFL is a league now that takes risk.
Porter.
You're on the Joe Boo Sports Report. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, what's going on there tonight?
Not too much. Do you have a hard time getting through, I take it?
Yeah, a little bit, but I figured that I'll keep calling, reach you guys.
Well, I appreciate that, man. The phones are literally locked down. So what are your thoughts on our Dallas Cowboys right now?
Well, real quick, Mark, man, hey, I'm gonna knock out a couple things for you real quick. First, Jerry's not changing none of the coaches right now. So my thing
You're
is
probably right.
I'll say this. Strengthen the defense a little bit more. I'm going to give you three particular trades or moves that I want to feel about.
Okay.
One, Alan Branch. Alan Branch, they used to be the Patriots. A hell of a run stuffer, a hell of a guy that can give more push to that middle. We are working Woods to death.
Yeah.
Got to give him some more help.
Right.
Second one, and this is actually for the offense. Allen Hunter's, let's just face it, it's been a bust. If we cut him, obviously we don't lose no money.
Right.
How about we trade him over to Chicago? There's a guy over there that's clamoring to be a number one receiver, Kevin White, who just wants an opportunity to break out in the NFL.
That'd be a definite improvement.
Right, has size, has speed. He just wants an opportunity. That's a great trade for us. That gives Dak a little more offense. And the last move, and I was watching it on Sunday night. Our safeties, we need better safety play. Better safety play. I think we lock down more people.
That's one reason why. That's the exact reason why I wanted Earl Thomas here was because Jeff Heath makes some good plays, but he also makes some boneheaded ones. Xavier Woods is still really young. Kevon Frazier, and that's why I was like, get me a guy who's a Pro Bowler. He may not be able to play every single down, but get me somebody with experience out there. So I agree with you 100% on the safety play.
Hey, I'm gonna give you two of them right now. They're sitting right now with the Vikings. George Iloka, who already been to the Pro Bowl once already with Cincinnati. He's barely getting any playing time with the Vikings.
Right.
Or a young prospect like Javon Curse. I've been watching him play there, and he's outstanding. He plays the big nickel package as a corner. And he's a safety. He's a 220-pound safety that runs the cover as well. We make the moves. We strengthen our defense because obviously, Scott Linehan ain't going nowhere right now. So we might as well do the Jacksonville Jaguars move.
Yeah, well, you know what? I tell you what, and here's the great news. There we go, another touchdown by the Saints. Saints are killing the Washington Redskins. Those are all great moves, but I'm not sure the Cowboys are going to make any of those moves right now. I'm not sure that they're going to do anything, to be quite honest with you, but we'll have to wait and see. But I definitely like those the ideas that you have on there. Thanks a lot for the call, and thanks a lot for the support, my man.
Hey, Cowboys for out there.
There you go. Yeah, definitely some moves need to be made just for the sake of calming the masses, if nothing else.
Call from to accept.
You're on the Joe Boo Sports Report. How are you doing tonight? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Joe. I'm from. I'm Brian. I'm calling.
Sounds like you're breaking up on me. Brian?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Brian.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, how are you doing, man? What can we do for you tonight?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm feeling better that at least New Orleans is kicking ass. Drew Brees has now got the all-time passing yardage record, and the Redskins are who we thought they were, so at least I'm feeling a little bit better. What can we do for you tonight?
All right, man. I want to say, man, I sent my dad to the game last night, man. He's 65, Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
And that was his first game, man. So that was a great thing me and my brother did for him.
Oh, cool.
So here's my deal. I feel like that last play said a lot when you had Deshaun Watson. He threw it to DeAndre Hopkins. See, what that doesn't do, and I feel like what you said as far as with a quarterback coach, he doesn't throw our receivers open like Tony Romo. And that comes a lot of practice.
Oh, amen.
So So this, we don't have a number one receiver, so no one fears us.
Without a doubt, you got all great points.
So when you're going to put Aiden in a box and say, look, Dak, you beat us, but Zeke is not going to beat us until we get a number one receiver. I mean, you really can't even tell our receiving core because it's like, okay, you have Savon, we have speed, but we're not using right. And two, you know what I mean? Like with Deontay, I think it's Deontay Thomas. Right now, it's our number two receiver with Cole Beasley. But now they're keen on Cole Beasley, and then basically they're like Cole and Dak. I mean Cole and Zeke is the two people who can beat us, and we're gonna shut them down.
Right.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can kind of get that together, but I think we just need some change up in there. I think we really just need to move on from Scott Linehan and try something totally different. A lot of people, I'm looking at comments, of course, they say Dak sucks, Dak is shaky, Dak just doesn't look like he has it. And I think a lot of that is because he doesn't have faith in the offense that he's playing in. Thank you very much for the support and the call. You know what? All you people are saying, stop making excuses for Dak. If you don't like what I'm saying, feel free not to watch. But what I'm saying is this. Here's the bottom line. You can take a quarterback who has no coaching and they can look like crap. Jared Goff looked like crap under Jeff Fisher. Steve Young looked like crap in Tampa Bay. And until they got with a coach that knew what they were doing, they didn't do crap. And that's where we are with Dak Prescott. There's not a single quarterback that has gotten better underneath Jason Garrett. Get this through your head. Tony Romo did not get better under Jason Garrett. He did not. John Kitna did not get better under Jason Garrett. Brandon Wheaton under Jason Garrett, there for a year and a half, couldn't win a game, yet he goes to the Texans, practices for a week, and gets them in the playoffs. Excuses, you know what, dude? Bye-bye, okay? Again, go find another channel, all right? You're just stupid. You are blind if you think that Jason Garrett is the answer. Name one player that got better because of Jason Garrett. Nobody has. They do not develop players. End of story. Sean Payton, who's now got the all-time leading quarterback, who was put on the scrap heap, did. He created Tony Romo, not Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett has not done jack crap. We have players that leave here and do well other places. Why? Because they don't know how to use people. Everything they do is stuck on stupid. They don't change up anything. They don't coach guys up, and they just feel we do this, we do that, and we're great. You're not great. You're the Dallas Cowboys. We are a joke in the NFL right now. Let me say that again. We are a joke. We have been living on our 5 Super Bowls from back in the past when I was a kid as our signature, but we are irreverent in the last quarter century. And that is a disgrace for all of the Hall of Famers, for all of the guys that came before Jason Garrett and this crew of people. They are a disgrace. And if you believe that Jason Garrett isn't the problem, I mean, then you're just stupid. Let's be honest here. He has had more than enough time. 8 freaking years of the same mediocrity, and until that guy gets out of here, it's never going to change. And you guys are really just pissing me off. He's screwed up more quarterbacks than he's actually had ones being successful. There you go, Philly fanatic. You are 100% right. Andy Reid's disciples have better luck than Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was hired as head coach after being the quarterback's coach in Miami. and went from 1 year being a offensive coordinator here to head coach. There was nothing on his resume that said he's a head coach. He had nobody that he worked under as a, oh, God.
Call from.
I'll take another call.
To accept, press 1. To send.
You're on the Joe Boo Sports Report. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Mark, this is Kevin.
Hey, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm just kind of getting a little pissed off because everybody wants to throw, you're just making excuses for Dak. I am telling it like it is. Our team sucks because of the coach. A coach's job is to put players in position to win, to figure out what a player does well, to find ways to give themselves an advantage. Yet, we don't do that. So how are you doing tonight?
You know, I hear you, man. I'm on your side, brother. I just want to say I love your show.
Mm-hmm.
And I love watching you. You're a diehard just like me.
Mm-hmm.
You got my support, you know?
Well, I appreciate that very much.
Coming out of New York City, it's so hard to be a Cowboys fan over here. But I'm a diehard. I will always be a Cowboys fan. My opinion is, right now, with Jerry Jones, he hasn't. Listen, we had Bill Parcells, and he ran Bill Parcells out of town. You know, he only wants like a puppet. He wants someone that's going to control. So who are we going to get that's going to come in and really, you know, their hands are going to be tied. You know, like Bill Parcells is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He retired because of Jerry Jones.
You know, the thing that people don't seem to realize, too, the reason why Jason Garrett was successful was because Bill Parcells was evaluating talent. He's the guy that brought in, you know, Jason Witten, Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware. You know, if Jason Garrett had to build the team and get that talent, there's no way in the world he would have had anything. He literally lived off of those players. And it's just, I just don't understand what's in the mind of Jerry Jones, why he still believes that he's the guy. You know, you hear all the talking heads talking about, oh, Jason Garrett's not the problem. Okay, maybe Jason Garrett's not, but his system is. At some point, you got to look at your players and say, what do they do well? You got to understand that Dak Prescott has flaws that need to be worked on. So you say, I have to get a quarterback's coach who can work with his mechanics. You got to understand that Dak Prescott is better on the outside, and you're not.
I don't think Dak is a problem.
I don't think he is either. I think it's what's being taught to him and what's being put out there. To me, his body language, when I see him on the sideline and he's got Kellen Moore talking to him, it's just like he's pissed off and doesn't.
Can I say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I know is, right, Patrick Mahomes, he threw an interception. Andy Reid was sitting next to him on the sideline in his ear, talking to him. You don't see that with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was a coach. He was a quarterback. What does he bring to the table? I mean, like, you know what I mean, right? I mean,
apparently we all see it. You know, Jerry Jones does not. But I believe that this is, unless something miraculous happens with this team, I think this is going to be the end of Jason Garrett at the end of the year. It won't be during the season, unless we just continue. I mean, if we end up going, you know, 5-11, you might see him fired towards the end of the season. But I just don't see him making a change during the season, and I don't know why.
But you know what?
With Reid.
I want to say one thing. I'm proud of our defense, man. Our defense kept us in the game. The way they're playing, it's just, if the old Jerry Jones would have got Earl Thomas, the old Jerry Jones got Deion, he got Charles Haley, he got the deal done. Seems like he has no balls to get the deal done. If we had Earl Thomas right now, forget it.
Oh, I agree.
He wouldn't have been injured.
Yeah, but I appreciate the call, man, the support. Have a great night.
You too, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, again, I don't know where we go from here as far as with the coaching staff. We are stuck on stupid. Jerry Jones will probably not make a move. I don't know why. You know, Jerry Jones, who is going after the NFL to sue them, making all kinds of deals left and right. Yet this is the one thing he won't change. You'll let Dez Bryant go. You'll let DeMarcus Ware go. You'll go ahead and let Tony Romo go, but you will keep Jason Garrett. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. It's going to kill Jerry to fire Jason Garrett. Well, you know what? You would have thought the same thing about Dez Bryant, but he did that too. Paul, that's a good. Yeah, I agree. Jason Garrett doesn't call plays. He certainly doesn't work with the players. He is the clapper in chief. But then you have to look at what's underneath of him, and Scott Linehan has to go. Right now, we're all pissed off. We're all mad. We're upset because we're Cowboy fans and we feel entitled that we're supposed to win. Okay? I get this. You think about last week, how good we felt that, hey, we got to win. But what Jerry needs to do is he needs to do something to at least appease the masses, to at least say, we're not satisfied with what we have. Because right now it feels like you're okay with what's going on. You're okay with us looking like crap on offense. Yes, we're only 2-3, and now the Redskins are going to lose tonight, so we're not far out of it. Yes, we get all that. But it looks like you are okay with mediocrity. And if you are okay, then maybe everybody else in the organization is. You know how, I'm trying to think of the movie, but basically, the guy in charge asks if anybody's got any objections. That person, yeah, I do. Bam! Anybody else? Because now everybody else has been put on notice. Whoa. I might be next. I better straighten up and fall in line. So right now, Jerry needs to make some kind of move to put everybody else on notice that my job, my butt is on the line, that I might be next. Because we haven't seen that on anybody other than players. Bryce Butler, he got let go. As Bryant. But when it comes to coaches, it's okay. It's okay. We don't win. Your job is safe. I'm tired of it. Sick and tired of it. Not when I see other teams that are taking risks, going for it, being innovators, trying stuff new, and here we are, we're still playing football like it's in the Stone Age. And that's why, D. Taylor, 8-8, it could be 8-8. 8-8 might actually win our division. Our division right now, with the schedule that we have to play, we're playing the NFC South, we're playing the AFC South. 8-8 may win the division. So the question becomes is, let's say hypothetically, we go 8-8, we win the NFC East, and we get into the playoffs. Does Jason Garrett stay? Alex, I'll just, if he's a motivational speaker, he's not one that's very good that's motivating the team to win. You have had coaches, win one for the Gipper and things like that. Guys that will make you want to go out there and run through a brick wall. I see Chris Richard being that kind of guy. A guy who's a motivator that will get people wanting to run through that brick wall. I don't see guys wanting to do that for Jason Garrett. In fact, you're at the point right now, I think, with Jason Garrett, that you're about to lose the locker room. When you hear Dak saying it's not my position to question, going for it, he's kind of questioning it. When you hear Zeke Elliott saying, we'd like to go for it, but we understand that you'd like to put it on the defense, you're questioning it. When your when your owner says, we're not second guessing, but you like to be aggressive there, everybody is now looking at Jason Garrett and saying, what the F? What are you doing? They're losing faith in him. And if that's gone, you have to get rid of him. Clapper is a PR assistant. I appreciate it, Mike C. I wish I didn't have to have shows like this where we are literally somebody punched Jason Garrett in the red face. Pond Knowles, why is it? Okay, let me ask you this, Pond Knowles. You say Chris Richard is not a head coach nominee. Sorry. Why isn't it? Give me a reason why. He was defensive coordinator for Seattle Seahawks. He won a Super Bowl with them as defensive coordinator. He had 3 years of the top scoring defense in the NFL. That's a hell of a lot better resume than Jason Garrett being quarterbacks coach in Miami and then being offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. He's considered a head coach. So what is it about Chris Richard, Pond Knows, that says he's not a head coach? Is it because he's black? Is that what it is? I'm sorry to put that out there, but I keep hearing that Chris Richard is not head coaching material. What makes Jason Garrett head coaching material, but not Chris Richard? That's what I want to know. No, you can't have Nick Saban and keep him here. Yeah, well, Nick Saban, you know what? Last time he was in the NFL, he basically said, you know what? I'm done with this. Bye-bye. And Stacy, that nothing else. Give me that. Give me a guy that holds people accountable and puts a foot in their behind. Jason Garrett, think about this. When Randy Gregory got a boneheaded play that cost you 3 points, pushed the guy in the helmet with the official right behind him, walks past Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett looked like he just kind of mumbled to himself. Bill Parcells would have ripped his throat out and sent his ass to the locker room. You're not holding your players accountable. Okay, I get it. You got somebody else calling the plays. Then get somebody else who's better at calling the plays. But at least hold people accountable. You look like you're chicken crap. Shit, excuse me. So tell me, please, what is it that you say that Chris Richard is not? Okay, don't play the race card with you? Okay, give me a reason then. Tell me then, Pause Nose. Tell me why it is he is not head coaching material. Don't play the race card with me. Don't come in here with bullshit on my channel saying he's not when you don't have a reason. I will listen to anybody's argument out there if you have a real argument, but you don't have jack crap. Don't give me that race car stuff, because there's nothing out there that says, and let's take a look around the NFL at some of the people that are head coaches that don't have the resume that guy has. That guy took the same players that we had last year and has improved them. It's not like he had the best in talent to start out with. Byron Jones looked like a damn bust until he got underneath Chris Richard. And you see him do things that Jason Garrett does not. When Kevon Frazier missed the tackle, he got there with them. He knew how to go ahead and talk to the guy and say, hey, look, this is what you got to do. And then he turns around the next damn play and gets a sack. That's what a coach does. So don't give me this stuff that he's not coaching material. And don't worry about my blood pressure. Believe it or not, I have low blood pressure. But I'm sick of this stupid crap that you get from some of these 80% people that are just freaking idiots. I'm still waiting for Pons to tell me why he is not a coaching material. I'm still waiting. You don't want me to pull a race card? Then you give me the reason why you say he's not a head coach. I'm waiting. That's just some bullshit. I don't like to block people because, you know what? You have the right to be an idiot if you want to, and a lot of people are exercising their rights tonight. Some crap. Sorry, Connecticut Cowboys, I was trying to get you on that, but the phone has just been jammed. It's crazy. Let me try and call you back, buddy. So, you know, I try not to get pissed off, but when you get idiots, don't pull the race card. Why? You pulled it out because that's the only reason why you're saying he's not head coaching material. Connecticut Cowboys, how are you doing, man? Can you calm me down a little bit, man?
Yeah. here's what I got. Ready?
Yeah, I'm listening, man. I'm listening.
The right type of guys. Garrett's always been talking over the years.
Oh,
we need the right type of guys
for what we do
in this. For what we do around here in Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about the right freaking call? You run the damn ball.
Thank you.
This is not hard. This is so simple. You run the ball on 4th and 1. I don't care if the safety's coming in to
on
get
the 42
you
on the 42 yard
line. Apparently,
right.
Run the ball. Pop Warner coaches teach that.
But here's what's crazy, because when you listen to the argument, well, we want to pin him down on the pin him down close and make him drive the field. Listen, there's 5.5 minutes left to the game. You're on the 42-yard line. At best, you might push them back 30 yards. The reality is, if you don't score, chances are they're going to, and you're going to lose anyway. And that's basically being a coward. It is being a coward.
The right type of guys. Jason Garrett is not the right type of guy for this franchise. He has proven that.
I agree. And the fact that we have gotten 18 out of 19 on 4th down.
94% or something?
Highest in the NFL is like, what? And this goes back. See, here's the thing about Jason Garrett, too, that I always realize, too. Jason Garrett usually is a great regular season coach until you get to the win or get in game or playoffs. Every time we have been where it is a defining moment for the team, it has been the Cowboys suck. Take a look at all those eight years.
I just gotta say, take away, that one call. The defense played their heart out. They did everything they possibly could. I think the only downfall for this defense at this time during the year is a mobile quarterback. They can't get anybody. Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. It's a mobile QB problem.
Yeah.
There's not enough push to the defensive tackle. Either Deshaun Watson just moved up in the pocket while Taco swung, Gregory swung, and DeMarcus Lawrence swung around. Just step up.
Pond knows.
It's a mobile QB thing.
Excuse me for 1 second. Pond knows. I'm looking for your comment. I don't see it. I'm going back up through here. Yeah, I put you on blast because I'd like to know what's your reason or excuse that he is not deserving of a shot of being the head coach after the crap that we've been through the last 8 years. And
he absolutely deserves to have a chance.
I know I answered 10 times. I apologize, but I'm trying to answer the phone, and I've got a million comments that are rolling through here. So if you can comment it again, because I still do not see it, or if somebody else sees what Pond Know's response is on that, let me know, because I'm going back and going back. But every time we've had a defining moment, he's not a yes man. Well, okay, if that's your reason, because he's not a yes man. You know what? That's what the hell we don't need is a yes man. We need somebody who's out there that can actually coach and get the most out of players. And it's not a matter of let me back that up with if that's your answer, is because he's not a yes man. Okay, he's getting along with Jerry Jones. He is in fact there. And I will dare say that the Cowboys, generally speaking, will hire somebody from within. They will generally hire somebody within. Jason Garrett was the offensive coordinator. They made him head coach. You looked at Rod Martinelli. He was the defensive line coach. They made him defensive coordinator. It's not a reach to look at it, and I've already figured that he's already going to be the defensive coordinator. It's not a big stretch to take him and make him your head coach, because that's what the Cowboys do. They're like a family organization. So he's already there with Jerry Jones. And it's not so much about being the yes man as it is being a motivator. Jason Garrett does not have it in his DNA to hold people responsible. Take a look at him on the sidelines. When a player messes up, Andy Reid will go over to the sidelines and work with Pat Mahomes and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what you need to. You can't have Kellen Moore do that. Kellen Moore hasn't been through the battles. Kellen Moore is still wet behind the ears. That's the difference of being a head coach. A coach is somebody who can motivate people to run through a brick wall. Nobody's run through a brick wall for Jason Garrett. Look at All or Nothing. When Jason Garrett drops the F-bombs and stuff, does anybody look like they're scared, upset, motivated? No, everybody just kind of sitting there like, yeah, okay, here he goes again. So that's where we are with Jason Garrett. He has lost the team. Nobody is following him. Nobody believes in him. So,
Mark, is this team going to have a chance this year, to get to 9-7? 9-7? Because I don't think they are.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you look at our division right now, our division sucks. We got 5 games in the division. We got another one against the Giants. We've owned the Redskins over the last 2 years, or won the last 4. The Eagles are not the same team as well either. You can win you should win at least 3 or 4 of those games. That gets you 6 already, and you still have like the Colts. You have Tampa Bay, that's in December. You could still go 8-8 or 9-7 and win the division.
I'm sorry to be negative. The team can't. It's bad. This is unprecedented for me, at least. I've never seen this team just so many stalls. Jeff Swain's big play, Rico Gather's big play. But other than that, the play calls were duds. I mean, Dak couldn't make that throw to Tavon Austin again if he tried. And I love Dak.
Yeah. That may be true. I'm curious. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully, well, here's the problem. If we do go 9-7, Connecticut, but thanks for calling in, Connecticut Cowboys. Here's the bad thing is, if we do go 9-7, win the division, guess what? We're keeping Jason Garrett. We got to move on for them. I'm curious, as I'm seeing Sports Fury Raid. What the hell is Sports Fury Raid that keeps coming through here? The Sports Fury Raid. Who is Sports Fury, and why are they raiding me? Is that somebody else's show? Gary Cole? Boomer, what is Sports Fury Raid? I really don't realize the raid. I see the raid. I keep seeing it, and I was seeing it while we were going through. I don't understand what it is. I guess I'm old. I don't keep up with all of it. He's been inaccurate as well. Okay. Who is the Sports Fury guy?
Call from. To accept, press.
You're on the Jobu Sports Report. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Wilson Santiago.
Hey, how are you doing today, man? What can we do for you?
I understand how you feel about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And as of right now, this is the perfect definition of insanity.
Okay. Yeah, you're not getting any argument from me there.
The players should get together and just throw a coup.
Okay.
Get somebody out.
Do something. I wish they would do something. Geez. I'm just. To me, I don't know how you feel, but it just seems like we keep doing the same thing every year. We sell hope. They say, oh, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a bunch of new receivers. Dez is the problem, and we're going to do better. And we seem to have the same results. And do you feel that same way?
I feel that I don't care. Just change something.
Right. Shoot somebody.
Take whatever.
Puts everybody on blast. I agree with you on that one.
Just another 8-8 season or 9-7 season.
Okay.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want people to say, "Oh crap, we're gonna play the Cowboys next week."
Right. Well,
what they used to say.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get that change, at least not during the season. But I agree with you. We've got to make change for change's sake. But I appreciate the call, my man. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Thank you.
That's where Sports Fury, I've been rated. Okay, thank you very much. I got to check you guys out. I'm seeing all this Sports Fury raid and everything else. I appreciate the support and coming through. I do have, FYI, I do have my other channel is back up, and I've just started to begin posting on it. And we've actually found out reasons why, believe it or not, why my channel was shut down. The reason it was actually shut down was not trolls. It wasn't shut down because of showing NFL stuff, because I don't usually show NFL stuff, copyright strikes. It was actually because of my taglines and my titles and my thumbnails. And they deemed it as being spam, so to speak. So that's the reason why it was. So I just kind of changed what I'm doing. But we're actually going to keep both channels. And what we're going to do is we're going to spread the wealth between the two of them. So if you were a follower on my old channel, I am doing some posting and stuff on there. Kind of more during the day. I'm doing my live streams and stuff on here. So that way, if something ever happens, we are still in good shape. But Sports Fury, I appreciate it. We have a chance at 9-7, possibly 10-6 because of a weak division. You're right, Edwin, on that one. The division stinks. Again, nobody is above 500 in our division. Actually, we're actually in overtime right now. I'll tell you what, we'll go for a few more minutes. I'll take a couple more calls.
Harry.
To accept, press 1. Okay. Goodbye.
Oh. Thought I'd accept that one. Okay, sorry, Harry. Try and call back. Joe Boo raid. But we got to do something. Something different. Oh, okay. Sports Fury. Oh, I know Sports Fury. Okay. Yeah, Philly 500. We got to try and get Philly 500 back on here this week so we can get his thoughts on Philadelphia right now as well.
Harry.
To accept.
You're on Joe Boo Sports Report, Harry. What can we do for you tonight?
Hello?
Yeah, how are you doing, Harry?
Hey, Mark, man, about time I got through to you, man.
Sorry, man. There's been a lot of people trying to call through. It's literally locked the phone up. I've got a couple of hundred missed calls and stuff on here. So what can we do for you tonight?
Man, brother, I'm with you 100%. Garrett, gotta go. Gotta go. Kellamore, gotta go. They're like a counselor to the team right now.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of them guys, man. Because that's the only part of this whole our team that's just killing us.
I agree with you 100%, man. But unfortunately, the only person that matters is Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones, for whatever reason, seems to think that Jason Garrett's the guy, man. I just don't understand. I truly believe that he is getting to be like Al Davis towards the end. Because Al Davis, you looked at some of the moves that he made with the team and stuff, and it's kind of like, you're stuck on stupid.
Man, it got to be a change. I wouldn't even care if they even brought Dez back right now. I know that's not even the best idea to some people, but I mean, we got to do something because, I mean, we can't get the ball to the outside. We can't get the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. And it's just the offense, the defense is outstanding, but I mean, we just got to do something, man. I mean, it hurts every Sunday to sit there and watch this happen. And it's like all the fans, or we as fans, just gonna say, hey, we just gonna stop going to the games. We just gonna make Jerry understand he got to make a change.
You know that's not, because here's how crazy it is, because I'm getting ready to go on a trip with my wife and stuff like that, and my Dallas Cowboy big duffel bag that I have my stuff in and all, the zipper finally wore out. What did my wife do? Boom, she ordered me another one, she's sitting there like, oh, you need another Cowboy shirt and stuff like that. So we keep spending, it's almost like it's part of our DNA now. As bad as the Cowboys are, I don't know that I can physically stop watching. It's kind of like watching a train wreck. You know what's going to happen. You know people are going to get killed, but you still keep watching.
Yeah, but we love our team, and I hear it every Monday I go to work, and I always have my blue star. It's on the front of my car. Right. It's on my coffee mug. It's on my hat. It's on my T-shirt. It's everywhere, and it hurts. But you know what? I don't care. If we 0-16.
Right.
I'm still gonna be with my team. But
I lived through.
I
Listen, I lived through 1-15, and I still didn't waver. You know, the Cowboys are ingrained as part of my life, man. I wake up in the morning. You know, first thing I'm thinking about after, snuggling up with my wife is the Dallas Cowboys. I'm looking at everything all day long. I go to bed thinking about the Cowboys. And that's why this hurts so much, is because you are invested into it. You feel like the Cowboys, that you're part owners of the team. Well, hell, as much money as we spend, we should be part owners of the Cowboys.
Exactly. That 4th and 1 last night, I don't get it. I never understand that, because I'm from Alabama, and I was one that put the line in there. Hey, we can't get Nick Saban because Alabama would never let that guy go. But one thing about the guy, he's not going to be a yes man like Garrett, and we do need Rashard. I think Rashard, just like you said, he's going to get in those coaches. He's going to get in the coaches and the players' butt when they mess up, and he's going to expect results, and that's what we need. We need a coach that wants results. And on a 4th and 1, somebody like Saban or Rashard, I believe they would have went for it. And I really feel like Rashard is the guy. I don't care if it happens at the end of the year. He just comes in interim and then takes the role full time next year. But it has to happen. The change has to happen, because on a 4th and 1 with that offensive line, the way that they pushed on some of those plays with the running backs that we got, there's no reason we should have took the ball in a pistol formation, put it 3 to 4 yards back in the backfield, and then maybe just run up to the line on that 3rd down play and kick the 1st down. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah, and I'm going to say actually something that I haven't heard too many people say about. This is where coaching comes in. You got to understand everything that's going on in real time. And if you had watched that game, you saw Watson going under the tent, right?
Yeah.
To end the game. That's when you go ahead and say, we're going to kick off. Because their quarterback is under the tent. He's injured. Let's put it on them. Maybe we get an advantage in a couple of plays. Our defense stops them back there. We get the ball, we go in, any score wins. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that necessarily is the best idea, but see, that's the kind of stuff that you miss, that we're missing. There's little places here and there where you get a slight advantage. If their quarterback, who's been playing lights out, is in the damn tent, somebody else has got to come out at least for that first play. Maybe you get a turnover because that guy's cold. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of stuff that we seem to miss as mismatches and advantages. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because we know we have receiver problems. We don't have guys like Hopkins, who's leading the NFL in receiving. We don't have guys that are able to go up and get the ball, or, that can make plays. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I have hopes for these guys, but you look at the quality there. With that being said, you do things that cater to the people that you have. Dak Prescott is better rolling out. With the Texans, basically slamming the middle and making sure we can't run, that's when you got to start doing more and more play action. Play action is big now in the NFL, yet we are so behind the curve right now with it. And Dak Prescott is better with play action, and that's coaching to me. I don't know if we'll make any changes at coaches anytime soon. I hope we do, but I don't know.
Well, he should. I really wish he had did like a play action run, bootleg, something with Dak. Cause
exactly.
We got a quarterback got legs. He could have used his legs, but
legs and it's got size. That's where again, you should have done the run pass option there. Or hell, I would have taken a wishbone on that one. Try something different than what you've been doing all night that hasn't been working. But I appreciate the call and I appreciate the support, my man.
All right, man. Hey, good luck Sunday. Hopefully we'll get it, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but, their running back is definitely out. Their offense is not doing a lot, and they've been having a little struggles as well. You never know. We've actually been playing better at home than on the road. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. So I'm not losing faith in the season. I'm just hoping that we could get some changes. All right? Yeah. Have a good one, man. Yeah, so that'll be the last call we take for tonight. We've actually been on for an hour and a half. We started out early. Tony Dungy wouldn't come here. He would not soil his name to come here. He would not. No. He'd be like, nah, the hell with Jerry Jones. I need to get with Computer from 36 Mafia. He loves the Cowboys. Okay. Saints up, yeah. The Saints and the Rams are looking like the best two teams right now in the NFC, and everybody else is just a bunch of guys. Drew Brees is having one hell of a game and one hell of a career here. The Redskins are. I think anything can happen. I'm not going to say the Redskins can't come back and win, but right now it's not looking good for them. So we are all stuck right in the middle as far as the NFC East goes. 33-13. I don't think that they're going to be able to do it. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, Pons knows. Okay. Your only reason for not wanting him as a head coach was he's not a yes man. Okay. All right. I'm not saying you're a racist, but to me, I'm sorry. Apologize. My bad. Redskins doing us a favor. You got that right. Edwin, it's not the value of the team is not going to suffer. It's too big. It's an icon as far as people go. You know, having the stars, the tattoos, the vehicles that are paid. It's not going to happen. Mark for coach. No, thank you. Art Briles would be nice. Laugh out loud. Well, guys, it's been a long day. It's been an interesting evening. I want to apologize for me losing my temper, because I did lose my temper there a few times. Don't worry about my blood pressure. My blood pressure is good, believe it or not. And I don't drink as much as you guys think I do, and I'm not drunk. I'm passionate because I care about my team. I care about them winning. I care about being able to pound my chest about my team and stuff. It's just when you see games like we had last night, that hurts. I physically felt sick last night after that game. I literally looked at that and it's like George Allen used to say, when you lose, a bit inside of you dies. I felt like something died inside of me last night watching that. And I don't like that feeling. You scared you? Cool, Arrow, really? I scared you? I'm over here behind a screen, okay? If that scared you, buddy, you're in a whole lot of trouble. I'm passionate about my team. I want them to win. I want them to do well. I'm tired of seeing teams that were the bottom feeders in the NFL, like from New Orleans, who used to be the original ones that started out the bag, Tampa Bay, the Rams, all these teams, New England. You think about all the teams that have gone to the Super Bowl since the last time we've won it. Hell, Arizona's been to one since we have. The Giants have won two. The freaking Eagles won a Super Bowl since our Dallas Cowboys. If that doesn't bother you, if that doesn't piss you off, then you're not really a Dallas Cowboy fan. You're just somebody that likes, Cowboys are cool. They got the colors. Great place to watch a game. If this stuff does not piss you off, you're not a real fan. And I can tell you, I am a real fan, and it bothers the hell out of me. And I want to do anything to get this right, to turn this thing around. With that being said, guys, thank everybody for all the support. 2 weeks from yesterday, we'll be at FedEx Field playing a game that's going to be real important because, Lord knows, 8-8 may win our division. Hope to see a lot of you guys there. We're going to have a TV, so if you don't actually want to buy a ticket to go into the game, you can hang out. We're going to have a party in the parking lot as well as people going to the game. We're going to have plenty of chicken wings, barbecue, and we'll definitely still be talking trash because we will still love the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, who's still taking it hard.